welcome to This Week in Gaming. This is the Monocled Gamer, and we're talking about 3 things today. It's going to be blistering and fast and crazy, but guess what? 3 things. They're all, in my opinion, pretty huge. Let's begin with the giant, obvious, and amazing. Skyrim comes out exactly a week from today. That's right, it is November the 4th. Skyrim comes out November the 11th. 11/11/11, a day which I am sure most gamers know by heart at this point. Well, at least those who will be able to play Skyrim. Oh. Anyway, Skyrim is going to be big and huge and epic, and I am certain of this. I mean, obviously, as with most gamers, I'm concerned it won't live up. There's been a lot of promises made in games and about games in the past that have not come through, and so I'm nervous, but I have faith. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to pick up the game immediately. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I don't want to get into it. Point being, though, I will do my very best to have a review of sorts up for you. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to play through the entire game and review it for you. You wouldn't be hearing from me until next year. So I'm going to do more of a review of gameplay mechanics and the story up to whatever point I can get to, reasonably, before a ton of time passes. So look for that in sometime over the next 3 weeks to a month. Just something to think about. But anyway, Skyrim has so much going for it. The graphics engine looks great. They've been working on it since '06, which is absurd. I mean, just something I saw yesterday, a new feature was posted just talking about the sound in the game and the voice acting and all of that. They have over 70 voice actors. 70. Not 17, which would be a lot closer to Oblivion's 12. No, 70 voice actors voicing over 110 roles. That's ridiculous. The game looks amazing. I really don't want to get into it any more than that. I mean, it's Elder Scrolls. They tend to live up. And so it should be really interesting to see what happens there. And also if the game can live up to its nomination for Game of the Year, which I think we all know it will. But we'll see who wins. Anyway, thing 2. New information posted about The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Now, I'm not a Nintendo fanboy. I do not own any Nintendo systems past handhelds. The last of which I have is the DS. I'm not big on Nintendo. I'm not a big Mario person. I have played a few Legend of Zelda games. But personally, I feel like they hit their peak and greatest awesomeness in A Link to the Past. That game just rocks. I mean, I love A Link to the Past. It's fantastic. And so there's that. But anyway, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword has you basically living literally in the sky above a cloud layer. Your mount is a bird, and you travel in a sky overworld riding your bird using motion controls. If you want to go up, you flap. If you want to dive, full motion controls. Everything's fully integrated. You have horizontal, vertical, and diagonal slashes, all with motion control. Slingshot, bow, all motion control. Your shield is the nunchuck. I mean, motion control is going to be huge in this Zelda game, which is good because it is the swan song of the Wii. I mean, this is really it for the Wii. I'd say last truly big game coming out for the Wii. We also have heard limited word of a new Zelda property coming out on 3DS, not a remake, although they do intend to remake Majora's Mask for the 3DS, but they are going to make something entirely new. Something that is not even a continuation of any of the stories from previous DS games, but something newfangled and awesome, from what I hear. Last thing, and personally the thing that I've spent the most time with just because I really enjoy it, DC Universe Online has gone free to play as of this week. The game, for a free MMO, looks gorgeous, and I really enjoy the play system. I think it works well. And the fact that there's so much voice acting and there's so much story put into everything, it feels less like the classic MMO, go kill 10 boars and bring me their pelts so I can make a quilt of boar pelts because I need 8 billion of them, one for every player who does this as a dwarf. Sorry, wow memories. Point is, DC Universe Online came out, and I think it's really quite spectacular at this point. I really enjoy it, and I encourage you all to check it out. It's free to play. I mean, it costs you nothing. It's a big download. It's 14 gigs, but I think it's worthwhile, especially in the lead up to the Old Republic, where most of our time will be sucked away to that. I will say this, they have had so many new people logging in and playing that the servers are crashing. So if you have trouble logging in or you get queued, just remember, a lot of people, it just went free to play. It's going to be a little crazy for a while. Outside of that, don't have a ton else to say. They did make some Game of the Year nomination announcements. Obviously, Skyrim is up for Game of the Year. I don't think any of us are surprised. I was really pleased to see Batman Arkham City on that list, however, which I personally still feel is fantastic. Outside of that, you can check all of this out at any of your favorite gaming websites. I prefer GameTrailers.com just because it gives me all the videos I want and the news on the right. And I'm a big fan of Screw Attack. I love the Video Game Vault. It just makes me giggle looking at, you know, the history of games and all the silly things that have happened. Outside of that, I really think you guys should have a great weekend. Look into DC Universe Online, play that, or play whatever else tickles your fancy. And really enjoy being a gamer, because it's going to get a lot busier in the next 2 months. Too many games are coming out, boys and girls. Too many games. Oh, and for those who are freaking, yeah, Modern Warfare 3 comes out soon. I'm not a fan of Call of Duty and of the way Activision is going about their product placement and all of that, so we're going to largely ignore that here. Not to mention it's an FPS, i.e. story not big, therefore Monocled Gamer not particularly interested. Outside of that, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.